Hi YouTube. Today is Christmas, December 24th, 2016. It's about 10:30. I'm in my garden. It's hot and it's really nice for sunbathing, which I desperately need. The topic of the eco boxes and later on where are we in the reptilian hierarchy and what is that in my understanding, simply my imagination on it. But imagination is many times creatively looking at the distance with your inner eye. So first of all, echo boxes. Echo is when sound of your voice echoes, hits somewhere and goes back. So this is how we humans live. We live in the echo boxes. For example, five indigenous people in Papua New Guinea talking about the cannibalism. And I have a documentary where I have this situation when they are talking about cannibalism. And they say, you know what, we don't really like to kill and eat people, but we must. And then, because we have no choice. Yes, we absolutely have no choice. And they have no choice because they simply must to kill the witch who's sending the bad mana, bad energy to the tribe members, and then tribe members die, and then they have to kill that witch and consume its flesh, and then they're showing the bones, and this is simply how it must be to protect the tribe. They're also humans. They don't like to do that, but they're simply forced by the witch. And for them, it's perfectly logical system. People die, yes, correct. People die, and if people die out of the sudden, not killed by the animal or killed in the fight, just out of the sudden, well, must be the witch. It can't be the virus. It can't be the bacteria. It simply must be witch. So, and especially if more people start to die out of some disease, that's obvious sign, right? That witch is extremely effective, and for them it's perfectly sane. And then you have, let's say, a typical Khmer reasoning, and this is like, for example, from guest house number 10, where a friend of mine, Nino, lives. He lives there a couple of years, and he's a very modest person. He's old guy, and the Khmer despise him completely. They drop comments like "drop dead old man" and of course all the nasty words. And the reason why they see him like that is he's stupid, he lives like here, why he's not in a foreign country, why doesn't he rent a place somewhere else, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't teach, and so on. And he says for them, they're simply closed in their little minds. uh, he's not really judging them, really. He said, I know that I was living in Afghanistan, in India, and other places, so all these local people, they only know their local town, and and they don't know much about anything else, and then they think they know everything, so they judge and so on. But again, they live in the same eco box. uh, when they talk about him, they only look at the people of the same ethnicity, same education, which means tuk-tuk drivers, and same general level of culture, which is basically pointing to somebody else and shouting "fuck off" or "Hey, hello sir, where you go? Hey, my friend." That's basically the whole culture there. So uh, he's on a far higher level. They're simple, and all the time they're convinced they're perfectly right in their judgments because they receive only limited they don't even receive information. They receive the echo of their voices coming back. See? And then look at us here on the YouTube. Our echo box is just a little bit bigger, far bigger, but it's the same thing. What do we know? Okay, now I'm gonna jump. What do we know about reptiles? Some of us are aware of them, most of us are not aware of them, and they rule humans by the mind control. This is why we are not aware of them, right, as a mass. But those of us who know, we know that much that we are simply food in that system. So now imagine this: the corn is simply trying to think what is happening with him after the harvest. So what's going on? Uh, to what factory do we go as a corn? How are we prepared into different products? How Walmart looks like? How Aldi looks like? Bila, Konzum, Plodine. Tesco, Lotus, 911. Who are the managers there? How people transport the corn in different forms from one continent to another. And same thing goes for the Reptilian Empire. Okay, we are here on the planet Earth, fine. This is not the only turf, we know that. They have many little places like here, and they do same circle of exploitment there and extracting life, its life force itself, and the life force of planet, minerals, everything, simply vanishes into the hierarchy of evil, but into the empire, which is corporation. So how that empire looks like? Yeah, Orion, but where else? You see my point? Our knowledge about really how that machine is working like is extremely limited. We know they use different races, they control greys, they control those Aryans, they control insectoid races, those who looks like big mantis. They're computer operators. Okay, they have different races under their control. That's our top. They use us for different breeding programs as well, apart from food. Okay, we know that, but what more? How do the ships look like? How they operate? See, we, we are dwelling into incredible darkness, and this is why, opposite of this humility, yeah, you have those and okay, mind control. When I say mind control people, I am also mind controlled. Come on, I'm not enlightened person. I have ego. I also get triggered as you, but not that passionately. And we are all mind controlled. But just gonna point on one little thing, and I noticed that on Facebook lately on YouTube when I write comments about the reptilian overlordship and how it's essentially just reptilian farm, and people simply need to put everything into that perspective, and I get really anger comments and so on, very negative feedbacks in many places, not every places, but many places. And this is exactly how mind control mind works. When you're simply hypnotized, you react as a robot, and these people are simply programmed to react aggressively towards the truth or towards the truth of the reptilian overlordship, because every single one of us was programmed with two different methods. With a carrot, with giving us privileges. If we go with the programming, yeah, good boy, LBGD, excellent. Here comes 200 euros from Soros, yeah, and many friends who gonna tap your shoulder. Okay, that's how it goes. And then the second thing is a stick. Oh, that sucks. These are pedos. Zack, fire. Bye. No more work here for these kinds of statements. And so I understand these mind control people. What is happening in them when they're like reacting automatically is the automatic fear reaction, which is then transformed into the anger, because they are automatically, and this is subconscious mechanism, and they're not aware of it. They're automatically concerned of their own safety and what's gonna happen to them if they don't ditch your dangerous idea. Because in the worst case scenario, that dangerous idea could sink in, and then they would need to work with the consequences, right? Consequences of truth are, well, you have to deal with your bullshit, and the second one, you feel much better mentally. Okay, so we who know the truth, we are mentally far more stable than those who don't, but we are in the desperate minority. So if you have any ideas how reptilian empire works, please let me know, because I would like to share with you creative, uh, imaginative, if you wanna put it this way, ideas. I see them as one vast empire and a machine stretched throughout many galaxies, and they are like extracting the life force from different species. They rotate their souls, they extract planets that turn them into the dusty, dirty, dead grounds like Mars, and they just try to move wherever is the life force to extract it, because they are instrument of the metaphysical evil, which is a lie. And yeah, they have many flashy things, many cool gadgets, very big spaceships, cool equipment. I mean, imagine what kind of lifestyle would we have if we could control this planet and all the resources here? I mean, for the first thing, I wouldn't be buying from the reptilian tongue mama, which is selling me 500 grams for $450. I would be growing my own ganja right here where is mango, catching something, that would be like the very first thing. Imagine the power of freedom. These girls definitely wouldn't be fucking for our money, for survival in this kind of condition, in this kind of freedom where we would control our own resources, that's for sure. And um, and definitely people would be living in a far friendlier atmosphere. It wouldn't be like so much hate in people, and of course hate happening on the street in a form of racism or sexism or this and that. So yeah, just imagine that. Just imagine freedom to grow any herb you want in a garden like that. And I would be living in a completely different mental universe. Even with the money is still going around and all that oppression. Just little thing, what is the freedom and how much they really own and control.